Hello, hello, and welcome back to Habitual. Today we have a leg and glutes workout. You don't need any equipment for today's workout, but if you would like to add some extra weight, it is available to have some little weighted anklets to slide on later in the practice, and some dumbbells if you would like. I'll give options to use dumbbells or no dumbbells for each of the movements, but first, we're just gonna start on our mat with some yoga to warm up our body. So go ahead and roll out your mat and I will meet you at the back of your mat when you're ready. Inhale, roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Big breath in, sip one last bit of breath in, and exhale, shoulder blades come down your back. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale, shoulder blades come down your back. One more time. Inhale, roll your shoulders forwards, up towards your ears, and down your back. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands out to the front of the mat, coming into a downward facing dog. Heels coming down towards the mat, pressing through the balls of your feet, sending energy up through your hips, slightly tilting the pelvis forward. Engage your abs. Internally rotate your arms so that your elbow creases are facing the front of your room. Pressing through your hands and your fingertips. Big inhale onto your tippy toes here. Roll forward into a high plank, moving through a wave in your spine, long neck, and exhale, shift forward onto your tippy toes. Roll down into a chaturanga and inhale, curl up, coming into an upward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here, maybe wiggle your hips. Swaying from side to side. Or just pause for some stillness. One more inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of your mat. Sweep your hands up overhead and exhale, sit down into a chair. Inhale, open up like a balloon. And exhale, sit down into chair. Inhale, open up like you're blooming. A flower in the springtime. Exhale, sit down into chair. Inhale, open. And exhale, sit. Inhale, open. And exhale, sit. Feel the energy building in your legs. That's it. You've got it for 3. 2 more. And last one, sit down into your chair, forward fold, planting your hands. Step your left foot back, right foot forward, left hand down, right hand comes up over your shoulder for a simple twist. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, walk through center, coming into a prasarita forward fold. Both hands are down in between your wide spread legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands around to the back of your mat, coming to frame your left foot in a low lunge. Plant your right hand, lift your left hand, simple twist. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, walk back into that prasarita and over to the right side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, high crescent lunge. Exhale, drop your left knee down to the mat, untuck your toes, extend your right leg, coming into seated half splits. Inhale, sweep up, high crescent lunge, tucking that left toe under. Inhale, open up into star, open nice and wide. And bring it back in, coming into a high crescent lunge at the back of your mat. Twist your feet to face the back of your mat. Left and right toes facing the same direction. Hips are square with the front of your room. And exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your toes under. or untuck your right toes and walk your hands backwards. Going into seated half splits, left toes come towards your forehead. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Right toes tuck under, lifting that right knee up. Inhale, open up into star. And exhale, high crescent lunge to the back of your mat. Send your hands back behind you, finding airplane arms here in lightning crescent. Taking 4 breaths here. Belly button in towards your spine, shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead, and exhale, coming into a warrior 2. Arms are stretched out in opposite directions. That right heel is intersecting the arch of your left foot. Inhale, flip your right palm, hand comes up overhead, left hand down your left hamstring or back behind you. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale here, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, stretch up into star. And exhale, warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Holding here. Go ahead and windmill your arms, coming into that lightning crescent at the back of your mat. Left foot is forward, firmly planted into the mat, fingertips stretching back behind you. Belly button up off of your quad. Knee is over your ankle on the left side. Right heel is pulling to the back of the room. Inhale, sweep your hands up, open up, warrior 2. Flip your left palm, take humble warrior. And exhale, windmill your hands forward. Coming into downward facing dog. Plant your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward like a wave, coming into a high plank. Exhale, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Taking those 3 breaths here, you can find a sway in your hips if you would like, or find stillness, squeezing into your quads, the tops of your feet. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of your mat, meeting in a halfway lift with that same inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Then into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, sit down into that chair. Inhale, open up like a flower blooming in the spring, and exhale, come down. Inhale, open, and exhale, sink lower, feeling your glutes engage as you sit down, and squeeze them as you stand up, opening up. Bringing your energy through that center body, down through your glutes, into your feet. And inviting energy up through your fingertips as you open up. 2 more. Last one, sit down into that chair, forward fold over your hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Flat back here, belly button in towards your spine. And exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step your left foot back, right foot forward. Open your right arm up towards the ceiling, right foot down, simple twist. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, tap your toes down to your left heel. Inhale, 3-legged dog, and exhale, tap it down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up, knee to nose, cheetah, high plank, holding that right knee in, and exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, active child's pose, send your hips backwards. then up towards the ceiling. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, send your hips backwards, and then into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps up, three-legged dog on the left side. And exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walking up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, sit down into that chair. Inhale, open up. And exhale, sit down. Inhale, open. And exhale, sit. Inhale, open. Last one, exhale, sit. Forward fold over your quad. Step your right foot back, left hand, or left foot forward. Right hand down, left hand up, simple twist. And exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Step back into that downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Coming into our first circuit of the day. Coming down into horizontal squats. Sending your hips backwards. Engaging your legs to shoot your body forwards. And to slowly bring your hips backwards. We're here for 5, 4, 3, beautiful work, 2, and 1. Launch forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead and heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. Take your toes off of the mat, sink your hips down into a malasana squat, a little yogi squat. This is going to engage the outer quads and the glute muscles. So on your inhale, press into the outer part of your feet, stand up, and exhale, sit down. Inhale, stand, exhale, sit. Speeding it up a little faster than your breath here. Keep your breath nice and slow. Bringing your hips all the way down so that you feel like you're in a full squat, and stand up. Here for 5, 4, pressing your knees outwards the whole time so that you don't cave and shake. 3, 2, and 1. Pause in this malasana squat. Press your hands into the mat. Send your hips up. Come into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Heel toe your feet together so that your big toes touch. Hands come to heart center. Sit down into a chair. Inhale, onto your tippy toes. Send your hands back behind you. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Pelvis is slightly tucked under, so you have a flat back. 3, 2, 1. Hands come to heart center. Drop your heels to the mat and lift up onto your tippy toes. Drop your heels and lift. Moving between this for 10, 9. You might start to feel a little shake. 3, here for 2, and 1. Hold it up tall. Chest comes up towards the front of the room. Hands up overhead. Holding for 5. Sink a little lower for 4. A little lower for 3, 2, and forward fold over your quads. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Planting your hands, step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, high plank. Exhale into that horizontal squat and shoot it forward. Here for 10, 9, beautiful work, 8, 7, 6, 5. So proud of you. Keep it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hop forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come down by your side. Heel toe your feet out to the sides of your mat. Take your toes off of the mat. Squat down into that malasana squat. Press into the outer parts of your feet and squeeze your glutes, sending your body up. Squeeze and stand. Beautiful. Taking it as slow or as fast as you'd like. Keeping your knees going outwards in whatever pace you're moving at. Here for 2. And 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Heel toe your feet together. Hands come down through heart center. Pausing right here. Squat down into your chair. Big toes are touching. Small space between your heels. Inhale up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, hands come back behind you for airplane arms. Holding for 10. Sink your hips a little lower. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your heels and lift. Lower your heels and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Belly button in towards your spine. Neck is nice and long. 2 and 1. Hands sweep up overhead. Hands come down back into heart center. Squat down into that chair. Lift up onto your tippy toes. And then bring your hands up overhead. Squat down just a little bit lower. Coming down to maybe parallel. 4, 3, 2. Heels come down to the mat. Sink down. 5. Hands out in front of you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold over your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step backwards, downward facing dog. Inhale, onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Finding plank jack, start to hop your feet in and out. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause, hold your plank. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees wide, send your hips back, child's pose. One more inhale here, and open mouth exhale. Inhale, roll forward here, coming onto your hands and knees. You can go ahead and strap on your weights if you would like to, or grab onto some dumbbells to hold in your hands during these movements. I'm just going to strap on weights to my ankles so that my hands don't have to hold anything, but my legs still get the benefit of having some added weight. Good work. Go ahead and meet back on your hands and knees whenever you are ready. Toes are tucked under. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. 90-degree bend in your knee. 90-degree bend at your ankle. Holding here. Belly button in towards your spine. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Point your toe. Bring your knee in towards your chest. And then flex your foot, lift it up. Point your toe, bring it in, and lift. Exhaling as your knee comes in, inhaling as you lift. Three more. Last one, hold it here. And inhale, extend, 90-90 in that knee. extend your toes back to the back wall, point your toes towards that back wall, drop your foot straight down and lift to parallel to the mat. Drop and lift for 10, for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, even distribution between both hands and that left knee right now. And 1, bring your knee down to the mat, send your hips backwards, just sitting onto your heels a little bit. Toes are tucked under, finding a plantar stretch on your feet. Inhale, shift forward onto your hands and knees. Lift your left leg up this time. Bend at 90 degrees with your knee and 90 degrees with your ankle. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point your toes, bring your knee in towards your chest and extend, flexing your foot, lifting your quad up to 90 degrees. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Here for 5, 4, 3. Beautiful work. Squeezing your glute as you lift. And 1. Hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend it, coming to 90-90. Point your toes to the back of the room. Extend your leg long. Drop it straight down under your foot and lift to parallel. Beautiful. Here for 10, 9, 8, keeping your hips square. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back onto your knees. Inhale, open up for cow. And exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Come back onto tabletop, tuck your toes. This time, extend your right foot back behind you, point your toes to the back of the room, bring your knee to your right shoulder and extend it back. Bring your knee to your right shoulder and extend it back. Externally rotating your leg when you bring it in towards your shoulder and then bringing it back square to the mat. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Extend it back behind you. Tuck your toes, send your hips backwards. Downward facing dog with your right foot back behind you. Left leg is bent. Just finding a stretch on that right leg. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Roll forward onto that left knee. Bring your right knee to meet your left. Extend your left leg back behind you. Point your toes. Externally rotate that knee, bringing it in towards your shoulder. And then extend it back so it's square. Bring it in and extend it back. Taking your gaze back to that knee and then back square, straight at the mat. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Extend it back, tuck your toes, send your hips backwards. Downward facing dog with your left foot extended, right foot is bent. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, coming back onto all fours. Neck is nice and long. Tuck your toes under, send your hips backwards. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift your right leg and tap. Lift and tap for 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, and 1. Drop your right foot down, drop down onto your knees, send your hips backwards, and launch forward back into that plank. Lift your left leg and lower, lift and lower. Beautiful work, squeezing your left glute to lift. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down onto your knees, send your hips backwards, child's pose. Inhale, shift forward onto all fours. Drop down onto your elbows. Extend your right foot back behind you. Point your toes to the back of the room. Drop your right toes to the left side of the mat. Lift it up to a tall arch. Drop it off to the right. Lift, drop it to the left. Lift, Drop it to the right. There you go. We're here for 20 this time. Beautiful work. Keeping your breath with you here, letting your breath guide this movement. That's it. Here for 10 more. Taking your leg up high, really getting that arch in here. 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knee down to the mat. Sit your hips backwards, child's pose. Taking a few breaths here. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, roll forward onto your hands and knees. Drop down onto your elbows, tuck your right toes under, extend your left toes back to the back of the room, lift up to a tall arch, drop it to the right, lift, and drop it to the left. Drop it to the right, and drop it to the left. Here for 20. Squeezing your left glute this time to raise it up to a tall arch, stabilizing on the right side. So proud of you. You are killing it today. This lower body workout has nothing on you. You are made for this. We're here for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it to the right side. Lift and bring your left knee down to meet your right. Sit it back, child's pose. Two more breaths here. Inhale, roll forward, coming onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Finding one back body stretch here. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Slowly start to walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, hands come down by your side. Inhale, lift your left leg up into the air, and exhale, step back, coming into a lunge on that right side. Hands are at your hip. We're gonna lunge down, dropping that left knee to the mat, and lift. Lunge, dropping your left knee to the mat, and lift. Your right knee stays over your right ankle the whole time. Squeezing your right glute as you lower and as you lift. The work here is in that right glute. 2, and 1. Step up to the front of the mat, keeping your left toes bent. Squat down and stand. Lunge, squat. Lunge, single leg squat. That's it. Here for 5, 4, 3. Find a single point in front of you to focus on. 2, and 1. Lunge down. Pulse here. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Really squeezing that right glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands up overhead. Exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Bend into your knees. Sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, lunge to the back of your mat. Left leg is forward, right foot is back. Hands on your hips. Squat down into that lunge and lift. Lower into that lunge and lift. Squeezing into that left glute here. Beautiful work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat and lunge. Four, 3, 2, and 1, lunge back. Pulse 1 inch up and 1 inch down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep your hands up overhead, open up for star. And exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, come into a lunge. At the front of your mat, right foot is forward, left foot is back. Extend that left leg almost straight, not bent like we did in our last lunge. Hands sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands come back behind you. Coming into a lightning crescent here. Holding this for 5 breaths. Maybe, if you're feeling nice and strong in that right hip, step your left foot back just a little further. Coming a little lower into that right hip. 2 more breaths. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, and exhale, lunge towards the back of the mat. Maybe if you're feeling nice and strong in that left glute, sweep your hands up overhead, step your right foot back a little bit further, and lightning crescent. Send your hands to the back of the mat, right heels pulling backwards, squeezing through that left glute. Hips are squared to the mat, belly button in towards your spine. Nice long spine from sacrum to crown. Four, 3, 2, inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, open up into star, and exhale into a Prasarita, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, Prasarita. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. This time, come to the back of your mat. Right foot is forward, left foot is back, hands up overhead, hinge at your hips, coming into a single leg lunge here as you pull your left knee in. Pull it in, here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend it out, hands are out in front of you. Plant your hands down, sweep your right foot back, 3-legged dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, lift your right leg up and step it back, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hinging over your hips, come into a left single leg squat as you pull that right knee in and extend it out. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, belly button in towards your spine, 3, 2, and 1. High crescent lunge, hands out in front of you for 5, 4, good work, 3, 2, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, release it back down, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your feet a few inches in and step it out, coming into bear and step out into plank, leading with your right foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lead with your left foot this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of your mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands come through heart center and down by your side. Heel toe your feet together so that your toes are touching. They might not actually touch with your ankle weights on, but close enough. Hands come to heart center, lift up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, sit down into a chair. In your chair, just slowly open your knees and close. Open and close. Turn towards you so you can see. Hands at heart center. Lift up onto your toes. Get your balance and squat down into that chair. Open a few inches and close. Open and close. Working on those glutes, your outer quads, your calves. We're here for 10, 9, good work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. Heels come down to the mat. Lift your left leg up. Step out to the side and lift. Step out to the side and lift. Out to the side and lift. That's it. We're here for 5. Using your abs to pull that left leg up. Stabilize. 2 and 1. Pause here. Hands at heart center for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift over to the right side. Stand and squat. Stand and squat. Beautiful work. That's it. Heart is pumping. Legs are burning. We are almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step out. Start. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling and exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Allowing your chest to fall towards the mat as your hips lift up towards the ceiling. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead and step your left foot in to meet your right. Go ahead and bring your toes together. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Hands come to heart center. Find your balance and squat down into that chair. Open your knees and close. Open and close. Beautiful. We're here for 10, 9, 8. Slow and controlled with your legs. 3, 2, and 1. Come to that chair, plant your heels, stand up, lift your left leg up, step it out, side lunge. Lift and step, lift and step for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it out to the side. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift over to the right side. Stand up and squat down. Stand and squat. Lunging here into that right leg. Beautiful work for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up, star, and exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. On your next inhale, halfway lift and walk your hands around to the back side of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Plant your hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Slowly walk to the top of the mat, standing on your tippy toes at the back of your mat. Drop your hips down to your heels and rock onto your back. Rock side to side, massaging out your low back here. And then extend your feet up towards the ceiling. Hands come down by your side, bringing in a little bit of leg and core work here, keeping your belly down towards your spine, low back glued to the mat, shoulders down on the mat, palms down by your hips. Point your toes towards the ceiling, drop your feet out to the side, and bring them into crisscross. Drop and crisscross. We're here for 10. That's it for 9, 8, using those inner quads to pull your legs in, sculpting your legs. Beautiful. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it out, pulse 2 times and cross. Drop, pulse 1 inch up, 1 inch down 2 times and cross. That's it for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Pulse and bring your feet in. Come back to singles. Drop it out to the side and cross for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keeping your tailbone glued to the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Last one. Pulse out to the side 2 inches and cross. Out to the side 2 inches and cross for 10. That's it. We're here for 6. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees in towards your chest, rocking side to side, massaging out your low back. Lift your feet up towards the sky and undo your ankle weights. Set them out to the side. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Extend your left leg out long. Take your right knee over to the left side of your mat. Right hand out to the side. Gaze over to your right hand for a supine twist. Inhale here. And exhale, roll back onto your back, bringing that right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in tightly. Lift your shoulders up off of the mat. Hover your left leg and come into single leg stretches. A Pilates ab move here. We're here for 20. Getting a little core work in our cool down. You have almost made it. Stick with it. This part will make tomorrow so much easier to get back on your mat when you take just a few minutes to stretch, recover, help your muscles get a jump start on feeling incredible tomorrow. After all the hard work you've put in today, bring your left knee in towards your chest and extend for 5, 4, 3, 2, left knee in, right foot long. Take your left knee over to the right side, left hand out to the side. Take your gaze over to your left hand. Right hand can just rest on top of your left knee. Inhale here. And exhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in nice and tightly. Lift your right knee in to meet your left. Squeeze up into Vipassana, pulling up into a tiny little ball. And exhale, full body stretch. Inhale, bring your knees into your chest and rock forward, coming into a seated posture. Fantastic job today. I'm so proud of you for showing up today on your mat for this leg and booty workout. I hope you got a little sweat on. I know my heart rate got up. Today has been an incredible workout with you guys. If you'd like to stack it with some others, go ahead and look at the playlist on our channel. We have Pilates, yoga, high intensity interval workouts focused on strength, and breathwork meditation and visualization meditations. If that's enough for you, thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow.